Alright everyone, I think that's the best it's gonna get. So that's what we're gonna roll with. Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome for another little Mansorah Atelier and journal update. Some of you might not have noticed that it's been quite a while since I filmed a video like this in English. Of course, I made 2 videos with my good friend Frau Bieber, but those were in German, so I thought I would use the last rays of sunshine on a beautiful autumn day to film another Planet Mansorah Atelier update video for you in English. I think during my last video that I filmed, I just moved into a cover like this with a simple snap closure, pocket size, traveler's notebook. I think it was a green one, the leather I call fougere, but I might have sold it. I might have sold this cover, at least I don't know where it is, so this is the same type of cover. And as you maybe already are able to tell, I've changed my craft. I might even want to say I've improved my craft a lot since I've made these types of covers. I still make them upon request, but for my personal collection, I currently am not using those. They are very classic looking planner covers, I think. But for Mansorah Atelier, I, over the last years, felt that I needed to go a bit more in an artsy direction. So these are the covers that I currently personally use. I switch out my pocket between all of those that you can see here. This is my B6, this is my A5, and I'm going to show you more of them in detail, but I just wanted to talk about the embossings quickly first. So obviously you can tell that these covers have really nice, unique embossings in my opinion, and all of them are made with old bookbinder stamps. And my friends are already sick of me talking about that topic, but it has really become a bit of a passion for me to incorporate these old, genuinely old stamps into my art. I think I'm going to start with this one, as it's one of my newest editions. Those inscriptions are made with singular letters, and these letters are also around 100 to 120 years old. I was able to buy them from an old bookbinder estate and I'm so happy that I could save them, that I can incorporate them in my art, and that I can make these inscriptions with real, authentic, handmade old letters. Of course, you can always buy these letters as newly made for newly made stamping machines. Nevertheless, I find it very special to be able to work with something that's real and authentic. So now moving on to these types of stamps. I'm not sure if you could even make stamps like that anymore. These are also 100 to 120 years old, and if you look closely at them, the details are just amazing. And modern stamps, of course, are made with machineries, and oftentimes the machines are not able to create these very delicate details that you can find in these stamps. So I treasure them, I collect them, and I'm always excited when I find a new one that will fit in my collection. Again, I'm going to show you the covers a bit closer, and I'm also going to show you what's inside them. This one is my B6, and this stamp is a singular big stamp. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Just let me move some things out of the way. So here's the stamp that this embossing is made with, and I think this was meant to be sewn onto, I don't know, maybe a wool not a coat, it's a bit too big for a coat, but something that came with the material, not necessarily for the end consumer, but more like for the company that would buy the wool to then turn it into blankets, scarves, whatever. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know too much about it. I just think it is so pretty. Even though it's a bit awkward on this cover, nevertheless, I think it is very, very pretty. So yeah, that is my B6. Now this one is different because it is made from individual little stamps. So I kind of puzzled this design together, which is good because it can be adapted to many different sizes, even though I think it looks really great on this A5. And yeah, it took me quite a while to put this design together. As you can tell, this design is made by individual stamps and it can be altered. It could be switched around, maybe like this, something like that, maybe like this, mirrored again here. So it's amazing how versatile these stamps are, how many different designs you can make with them. And yeah, I'm just so excited every time I get to work with them. I'm not gonna go into huge detail about my stamp collection. Maybe that's a different video. So I'm just going to focus on the covers now. So if you're interested in just seeing the whole collection that I keep treasured in here, in this little box, just let me know. Yeah, maybe let's start with the biggest one. This is my A5. It has a slimmer spine than my pockets. These pockets have 4 centimeter spines and my A5 has a 2 centimeter spine. And also with the 2 centimeter spines, what I really like is not adding pockets here on the inside. What I like to do instead is add a folder where I can also incorporate my pen loop here, and I can take it out if I just want a really slim minimalist cover. I can just use that without the folder, just add a notebook and we're good to go. I also have a pocket sized here with a very slim 2 centimeter spine. I call that Herbalista. Had to think about that for a second. In my shop it also has this exact embossing because I like to think of this one as a as a little cover on the go that will fit in every coat pocket. You can take it with you anywhere you go. It also does not come with pockets on the inside because I really want this to be super slim, super small, as like a little brother to your main planner or notebook or journal or whatever. So yeah, no pockets on the inside. I always like this little cloth. People often ask me what it's for. It really does not have a purpose for me. I just like the look of it. I like the different layers. I like how it feels. I like the idea. So that's really all that is to it. So then, pockets on the folder and little dashboard here. I don't remember where I got this one. I think I bought it used some time ago, but don't ask me where I got it. I really like these clear dashboards, and I wish I could find them in pockets. So if you know where to find them, please let me know. This notebook, I just listed these to my shop as well. They're by a German brand called I'm. They are made in Germany, and they are this real nice lined paper. They are very wide. I think it's 80 grams. It's 64 pages, and I'm not sure if you're able to tell my pen test. This is black ink. This is a Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen, and there's no bleeding, no shadowing. I really like this paper. I've been using these notebooks for about a year now, and that's why I decided to add them to my shop. Also because they are Art Deco design, and also the lettering here I think goes really well with the way that I'm going with Mansorah Atelier. So in here, it's just my little, just tucked that in, honestly, I didn't even add it to a string. It's my little photo album where I just add pictures that I've taken through the year and just glue them in very effortlessly. And still I'm a bit behind, this ends in July. So I need to catch up on that. But I just print them all the same size or the same height, some are a different width. And it takes away the overthinking for me to just stick them in. Don't come up with a different layout for every page. Don't decorate. So yeah, that's my A5. Same kind of goes for my B6. If you know me, you know that I like to collect and press plants. It's nothing special, the plants. Like, I always try to reach for those that are available in abundance. I don't collect them if they're rare or needed in our nature. So every plant in here that you see is very abundant. These are from our garden. These are from the forest. That as well. That's our garden again. So this is the newest edition, still a bit wet. just a leaf. And I did not know what to do with them. I wanted to incorporate them in any type of herbarium or chronological order, but I also was overthinking it. So at one point I just started gluing them in, and I think once this book is full, which it's not quite, but maybe some leaves will be added over the course of next month, I'm going to go in again and add descriptions or decorations and whatever. But for now I really just want to keep it simple. It was good to find a starting point where I can just, give the plants that I've collected a permanent home. Also, just a little dashboard here with a vintage postcard and also another postcard from where I live. You can also find these in the shop. I designed them. No, I didn't design them. So those are genuine paintings from a painter that painted different places around this area in around the 1900s, and they are now public domain. So a friend and I turned them into postcards. My good friend Frau Bieber and I, and yeah, they are now available in the shop as a set of 3. Yeah. Okay, and we are back after the postman just delivered some leather. I wanted to show you the core of my journal system, and I really need to hurry up now because I have to pick someone up from the train station in a little bit. But I wanted to show you the core of my journal or ecosystem, something that's been working for me for so many years now. It is my pocket setup. It always consists of a booklet, a folder, and another booklet, and a cover around, obviously. And I like to switch up the booklets themselves. I like to switch up the folders. I like to switch up the covers, but the system, the idea behind it always stays the same for me. So the first booklet is always for any quotes, any lines, maybe lines in songs or in books or in movies that I find inspiring. I write down in my first booklet. As you can see, there is sometimes a long-term commitment. This one has seen a lot. I accidentally dropped it in the river once. I like to press the plants that I find on my way in this booklet because I don't really care about keeping it pristine. As you can tell, this one is a moleskin. I also don't really care about keeping it pristine because I don't care for the paper. This paper, you can really only use a ballpoint pen like my Kaweco here. That's it. And I like to sometimes use a fountain pen or other other inks, you know, and I don't always just want to stick to a fountain, to a ballpoint pen. That's why I stopped using the Moleskine Cahier for anything that's long-term journaling, just because it limits you. The paper quality limits you. Now I found these Rhodia booklets. They are the same size as the Moleskine Cahier, but the paper is actually fountain pen friendly. So now this one is a brand new insert. There's nothing in there yet, but the paper is great. I filled quite a few of these booklets already with my fountain pen. It can take ink, it can take watercolor. Of course not like a true watercolor paper, but within its limits. For journaling, it's well enough. Now, this is my newest cover in this line of antiquarias, which is what I call the bookbinder covers with the pockets inside. This is the oldest one, and while I don't use it much, I don't think I will ever sell this one. It was my first prototype where I came up with a working way for the bookbinder, and that's why it's very dear to my heart. I think the ones where I use the real authentic bookbinder stamps, like these, and also the frame, they are a bit more authentic, a bit more serious, a bit more substantial. This one is a bit more artsy and a bit more whimsy. These corner pieces, they are modern, industrially made stamps. The frame is free-handed, the plant is free-handed. That's why it feels a bit more whimsy, a bit more artsy, but currently I like this authentic look a bit more, but that's personal preference. This one will always stay very dear to my heart, even though I don't currently use it. Now, this one is the same leather as this, just a different color. And I've had this leather sitting around for quite a while and did not know how to use it, did not know what to do with it. Until I found a stitching that was really matching well, and then it turned to one of my favorite covers at the moment. I did not add any stamps to this one because I was afraid of messing up the stamp, honestly. I like this piece of leather so much that I did not want to mess it up, so I left it as it is, and I think it is a great cover even without a stamp. I might actually move back into this one after the video, but we'll see. Now, this one, I already told you at the beginning of the video about the lettering. Did not use it much, even though I really like it. It feels authentic, it feels substantial, it feels like something straight out of the 1800s, and yeah, I definitely will move back into it. I think closer to spring I will move back into it. I see myself in the woods with it. I see myself using it to collect and gather plants, and that's currently, you know, everything's going into hibernation mode with it already being November. So yeah, that's this one. I already told you about this one, I think, if I didn't cut it out because something happened. My little guy, I had this one lent to a friend for a while. More like I gifted it to her, but then she didn't use it and she returned it to me, and I was actually quite happy to have it back because I have to admit I kind of missed it. Yeah, so it's a great cover to take with you in the colder months as well, because it actually fits into my coat, into the pocket of my coat. So yeah, it's a really, really nice small cover. Also Reminds me a bit of what a pocket moleskin could be if the paper quality was good. I think this would also look really great in a black leather, so I might get that done in a little bit. But yeah, that is my other little pocket. So, and if you watched the videos with Frau Bieber and I, you would have seen this cover a lot. This really holds my heart. I found the stamp at my favorite thrift store the day before Mansorah's death day, so February 1st, or was it the day after? Around February 2nd, either February 1st or February 3rd. This is my most used cover of 2025. I've used it all the time from February on, and you might be able to tell a bit of discoloring. That's because I actually dropped it in the river at some point. You can also tell here, but and on the pocket here you can really tell. But on the outside, I think it took this little swim quite well. Nothing really indicates that it was half submerged in the river. But yeah, this is dear to my heart. I also added this little 1899 embossing when I got the numbers. I was quite nervous also to mess it up. There's always a slight chance that you misalign something or something doesn't work out, so I don't like to add embossings to finished covers. But yeah, this one also never going to move out. This journal here is more for emotional, on the go, not decorated, not curated, not artsy. More if something needs to get out of the system. This journal, on the other hand, is the book is a sterling ink in pocket, lined, and crumpled. But I don't mind that. The cover is a trifold, and that is also something that I've learned over the year, that I don't really care for trifold traveler's notebooks, meaning with the strings inside, because my traveler's notebooks don't tend to grow. But this book, as you fill it, as you get artsy with it, as you use it, it grows. And it kind of makes me nervous to have a book like this in a cover that is limited. And the trifold, it takes it is able to accommodate this growth really well, which I like. So I like my little trifold here. I retired most of my other trifolds that were traveler's notebook covers, and I retired the cover that I initially made for this book, which was also an antiquaria, but I found myself hesitating to use the book, to use the journal, because I was constantly worried that it would grow out of its cover. So I really like that I don't have to worry about that with this trifold. Now, as I said, that's a sterling ink notebook, and in here I don't journal on the go. I journal kind of meaningful moments, and I take my time with it, and I, as you can tell, kind of take also time to decorate it a little bit, even if it's not super fancy, but you get the idea. So yeah, that is something that stays at home, that I only use at home. I've been looking for that early clip. I was just surprised to find it here, because I really like to have it on my setups here, because I think that the gold early clip, the small one, goes really well with the brass here and the brass on the pin. So yeah, I'm glad I found that out. I'm really sad that, at least in Germany, those gold early clips are not super available anymore. I've had that one for years, and I recently bought these ones which I also like, but I really like the gold one a lot. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is all I had to say. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to clean up my desk now and pick up my mom from the train station. And then I'm going to end this video. So thank you very much for watching. As I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'm gonna see you in the next one.